Hi everyone, it's Sandy, and today I'm doing a book review on The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. The first half of this video will have no spoilers, and then I'm going to start talking more about the details that happened in the story in a spoiler section that I will warn you all about before I start doing so. The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson follows a girl named Andy who is the daughter of a congressman. She has her whole summer planned out in which she would be going to Washington D.C. to attend this program that involves the medical field, but then her dad is involved in a scandal that puts his career on a break, and that affects Andy's abilities to attend this program. Now that her summer plans have completely changed, she ends up taking this position as a dog walker, and the story just follows her throughout the summer with her group of friends and a new boy that she meets along the way. It is a really fun summer read, and I do recommend this book. Out of all of Morgan Matson's other books, this is my least favorite. I do have a few problems with it, but overall I think it is a really good read, and I know that many people have enjoyed this, and I would end up giving it a 3.75 out of 5 stars. I was really excited to read this book, especially since I really enjoyed Morgan Matson's other books, but after reading it, I am a tiny bit disappointed. I love that Morgan Matson is an author that writes longer contemporary books. Despite this book's long length, I feel like nothing really happens for a majority of it. I really liked Andy's group of friends, but I felt like the story was just her hanging out with them in different settings and just talking. The only things that were changing was her relationship with Clark and her relationship with her dad. Since her dad was involved in the scandal, he has a bigger presence in the house and he's more active in Andy's life. I always love books that have a family aspect in it, and this book definitely does it really well. And while I love seeing those developments, I feel like there was nothing really special about the story or anything that really stands out to me, especially compared to Morgan Matson's other books. The ending felt really rushed and included some drama that I don't want to call unnecessary, but I can't think of a better word. The drama was really predictable, by the way, and I'll talk more about that in the spoiler section of this video. For the positives, like any other Morgan Matson book, I really love the romance. It was super cute, and I love the dog walking aspect. Andy had no prior experience with animals. This book does take place in the summer, and I love all the summer elements of it. Although it is pretty long, it's about 500 pages, you do get through it really quickly. And I also really love that you see small cameos from characters in previous books that Morgan Matson has written, and I just love that. I love it when authors do that, and I always wish more contemporary authors did that. Again, I gave this book a 3.75. I did like this book, but I did have problems with it, and it's my least favorite Morgan Matson book, but I still think you should read it because it is a really fun read. So now I'm going to go more into details and talk about spoilers. So if you haven't read this book, you should X out of this video. But picking up when I was talking about the cameos from characters in other books, I love it when we saw characters from Since You've Been Gone. That book is my favorite Morgan Matson book, and it's definitely one of my favorite contemporary books. When we first saw Frank, I was like, oh my gosh, that's Frank. But I wish he was with Emily. I wish there was a scene with Frank and Emily just being really cute. We see like description of them being a golden couple, but I wish we saw a scene of them together. And then later on in the story, when they were doing the scavenger hunt, we saw Emily and Dawn. One of the things in Since You've Been Gone that I felt a little bit unsatisfied about was Emily and Dawn's friendship. You don't see them resolving their issues in Since You've Been Gone, but you know that they'll eventually resolve their issues. And I really like seeing Emily and Dawn as friends again in this book. I really loved when Andy was talking about checking items off the list, and then Dawn was just nudging Emily and was saying, what's that like? I really love that reference and seeing Emily and Dawn as friends again. The scavenger hunt is probably my favorite part of the story. It's like a summer adventure, and that's what I look for in summer contemporary books. Also with the scavenger hunt, when Bree and Wyatt came back late and they didn't have any items on the list, I knew that they were like hooking up or something. When we found out that they actually were, I was not surprised. It was totally predictable, and I don't know if that was Morgan Matson's intentions or whatever. The fact that Andy told Bree to keep it a secret until the end of summer, I really did not like that. The second those words came out of Andy's mouth, I knew that it would ruin their friendship. I'm personally conflicted about the ending regarding the friendship between Toby and Bree. The ending shows a different take on friendships, and that friendships do fall apart. It doesn't always last, and that there are things that can ruin a friendship. I dislike that the fallout surrounded a guy, but the fact that Bree and Toby didn't completely make up and were like best friends again is something that happens in real life. So I think it's super realistic, but at the same time I'm a bit unsatisfied because I want a happy ending, but this situation is realistic. It happens in real life. So I'm very conflicted about this situation. This is a part where my enjoyment factor of a book and my critical factor of a book kind of conflicts with one another. With that said, I do appreciate that Morgan Matson leaves you with a sense of hope for their friendship in the future. Clark and Andy are really cute. I really love that story game that they had going on with Carl and Marjorie. The part where Andy goes to Clark's event and she like stands up and starts speaking and asking the question regarding Carl and Marjorie. That was so cute. I started like squealing internally, and the way it just played out was just perfect. I loved it, and I'm really happy with how the story wrapped up with their relationship. Those are my thoughts on this book. If you have read it, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye!